Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. We've got a couple videos for you guys this morning. Now, if it looks and sounds like I'm very sick, I'm not. I'm just recording this at 4:30 in the morning. I've got a flight to Hawaii today. I wanted to get a couple videos out before I get nestled on that flight and enjoy a nice edible and watch a couple TV shows. From the middle aisle seat, from the middle seat. Does anyone else have that? I somehow I'm taller and bigger than my fiance, and yet I have to sit in the middle. That's love, folks. She can have the window. As soon as I'll fall asleep, she'll wake me up to go to the bathroom anyway. That's how it's going to work. It's like, all right, time to nod off. And she's like, well, that's the exact same time my bladder needs to go. And that's love, folks. So we'll get into it. Do me a favor. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals. If you want to catch up on us while we're in Hawaii, I'll be posting some personal behind-the-scenes content. Patreon.com/Dave Neal. Thank you to all the new members that are over there. And we've got Hannah Godwin shares advice for Paradise hopefuls about starting relationships beforehand. This reads like one of those PSAs that's like, be careful when you go on Paradise. Be careful out there. Take it from one of us and listen to some advice. I've never needed to make a video less than this video. This is literally... Yeah, this is Barrel Scraping Dave peak season. This is the middle of the desert when you're thirsty. There's no new content in sight, no new videos till July 11th, 2022. And people go, Dave, well then why make the content? Why not just sleep in? No, Barrel Scraping Dave doesn't sleep in. He doesn't have time. This is when he does his best work. So let's just have a listen to Hannah Godwin's advice for those hopefuls, which is really funny too, because it's like, how big is their audience? They're literally, there's going to be 30 people that go to Paradise this summer, and so they've made a YouTube video just for them. Well, let's make sure that they're okay. Here's the advice.
Season where there was a lot of conversations happening.
Let's see if they let Michelle Young talk.
It's right. People were sliding into each other's DMs. There was that whole
was that the
love
Blake
triangle
season?
with Blake. Yes.
Okay.
And so
it was that one.
Okay. And so that we kind of saw that in the last season of Paradise too, with Brendan and Piper and some other couples. So, and I want this for the record because I feel like no one ever listens when I say, don't start talking to somebody until you're in Paradise.
Nobody cares.
You're in trouble. What is advice that you have for anyone going on Paradise who is potentially already...
So Becca says, don't talk to somebody before you go on Paradise. That's a big deal. You have to show up on the beach, the sand, if you will, and pretend like you've never met somebody before.
Sliding into DMs or wants to slide in the DMs. What is your advice for them?
Get a real job.
Don't reply if they slide into your DMs. I think it's just the best way to do it. But it's that weird thing where you're like, I want to be cool and chill and friends, and you're kind of part of this whole new crew.
Yeah, this is what happens. There's group text messages. Hi, I'm Dave from Hannah's season whatever. There's and people DM each other. Hey, I'll see you on the beach. Whatever. That's just what happens. I think they just need to address it. They all need to know that they're part of a club. They're all in the conga line, and they need to just admit it.
When you don't know if it's a friendly thing or what, and yeah, you might even have a little bit of a crush because you're like, ooh, whatever. I think there's too much room for error if you are talking with them too much, and if there's any weird sketchy oh, I'm gonna choose you,
too much room for error. You might throw in a nude photo. You don't need that. You know what I mean? You ever have that happen? They go, look, don't worry about it, Dave. Size doesn't matter. So you send it low res. They're like, what's that? You know what I mean?
That is where it's just don't do it, and don't even have the thoughts to do it, and stuff like that.
Remember, no means no.
Dang. I feel like for me, I was just kind of like, hey, yeah, what's up? Keep trying to keep it light. And I would tell my mom, I was like, yeah, I don't want to lead anybody on because I also don't want to go in to this entire experience and waste my whole summer.
By the way, they were all gorgeous, right? Michelle, Becca, Hannah, they're all gorgeous. But if someone had told me, hey, scientists had designed a robot to make the perfect looking face, it would be I would just want to touch her. I'd be like, is this real? Are you a real person? She's very animatronic. She's got that Chuck E. Cheese perfection. That skin's very nice.
And what if there's a really cool guy there, right? So I was, and Dylan would DM me occasionally and stuff like that. And
all right, so now we're saying Dylan DM'd Hannah. Dylan's engaged to Hannah. So she's saying, whatever you do, heed my advice. Heed my advice, young ones. Never message each other before going on the beaches of Paradise. Oh yeah, by the way, my fiance, who I'm happily in love with, yeah, he did that.
Remember, I was like, oh, he seems funny and cool, but it's like, but it's funny because you're signing up for this show because you're single and you're interested in these people.
And you want to get verified on Instagram.
So you're like,
right.
That's truly how you feel, is that
you're signing up on this show so that you'll get invited to Revolve Fest and get free, I was going to say Louboutins. They don't give you nice clothes.
You're like, ooh, like this is kind of cool. But advice I would give,
catch 22.
Just like don't do it, you know?
Dylan DM'd you a few times. That's hilarious.
Hannah, tell us, what are your thoughts on the war breaking out in Ukraine? What are your thoughts about the global refugee crisis? Hey, no, I'm just kidding, guys, because honestly, I could be covering that myself, and here we are. Although I have to say, I do have a Johnny Depp update video out right now. If you guys have not been listening to this Johnny Depp trial, it is fascinating. He's suing his ex Amber Heard for defamation for $50 million. That's really not the important part. He's worth hundreds of millions. The point is that he's saying she lied about being abused, and it's nasty. It is nasty. Obviously, they had a toxic marriage. He gives this harrowing a picture of when she threw bottles of wine at him and it crashed into and shattered into his finger and slopped off part of it. It is wild. And actually, in today's video, all of this over on the Dave Neal Show, I'll leave a clip at the end of this video. We watch Johnny Depp as he listens to the audio recordings of Amber admitting to hitting him. It doesn't mean that he didn't do any wrong either. We haven't heard her on the stand yet, but it is fascinating if you're not following this trial. So go over to the Dave Neal Show and catch yourself up on that.
Well, so
it's just too much room for error and people's feelings getting hurt and stuff like that. Like maybe a quick hello if you see somebody, but I would
day, ma'am.
Even
steer clear.
Side hug. Hey, I'll see you there.
Side
hug.
This sounds like one of my teachers before, there's a leave room for the Holy Spirit at tonight's dance, Dave. And you're just like dancing like this. You're like, I still have a boner. we can't. Just do a side hug. Oh, hello. Good to see you.
Okay.
Because
she just sounds like a, sister Hannah G.
Side hug and ghost
Because
until you're walking down the steps.
That's what I'm trying to tell the guys right now that are potentially thinking about going.
I've always said Michelle Young's going to be great in the community, and she is. And I've always said, why stick around teaching when you can have a bigger platform to do good? Michelle, go back to teaching. No, not because of Michelle. It's almost like Michelle's worth more than conversations about. But anyway, you get the point. It's nothing against them. They're just cashing the paychecks. I'm doing the same thing. I'm talking about them at 4:30 in the morning. So what's wrong with me? So here's Hannah Godwin discussing wedding venue hunting in Italy with her fiance, Dylan Barber. If someone was ever like, can I get an artificially intelligent being to develop a ridiculous title in a world where we've got so many issues? Can I get that title sent here? And someone's like, yeah. Hannah Godwin discussing wedding venue hunting in Italy.
I ask you too, since we're talking about bridal vibes, I saw that you and Dylan were just on vacation all throughout your little European adventure. Were you doing wedding venue scouting?
How belittling, your little European venture. I'm jealous of Italy. It sounds beautiful for a wedding. I've just got my date set, which will be happening on the beaches not far from where Bachelor in Paradise is filmed. What if I'm getting married on the same beach as Bachelor in Paradise? And it's like, could you guys just keep it down in the palapa over there? The boom boom room's a little loud for my in-laws. They're next door. But anyway, if you want to follow my wedding planning, go to patreon.com/Dave Neal, and you can hear all the updates on the wedding planning.
Yeah, we looked at a venue, our very first venue. We were like, we're just going to set the bar like so high, like maybe a little too high. But like, I feel like we were just always curious to kind of see what like a venue in Italy would look like. Or at least like in terms of inspo and stuff too, of like, and like, I kind of like the idea of like Europe.
All right, now she's starting to sound like my fiance. We have an inspo board. Whenever you have an inspo board, that means somebody's spending a lot of money.
And kind of vibes, I guess. So we're like, we'll start there. Maybe.
By the way, is there some weird reality where I'm on somebody's inspo board? Just Dave Neal Power Recapper? Maybe not. A friend of the Dave Neal community is getting married this week and asked me to roast her and her fiance. Jen and Derek. So they're getting married this week. Now they got married last year, but this is the reception. They had a pandemic, quick wedding, and I wrote them a roast and it made a YouTube video private just for them. They get to see it this week. Once they get to see it, I'm gonna post the roast on Facebook on the Dave Neal community page and share it with you guys. But it was kind of fun to be a part of a wedding of nobody I knew, but they knew me. You know what I mean? I will not be commissioned to roast Hannah and Dylan at their wedding.
Maybe we'll like it a lot. I mean, of course, we loved it, but logistically, we would just have to kind of talk through to see if
how that would work.
But at least if we look at that first, and then we come to like California and we start like looking at other ones, we can kind of like take bits and pieces and compare it to
right.
So they did the smart thing by doing wedding planning in Italy because they made a vlog out of it, which as far as I know, I'm not an accountant here. Let me know, CPAs in the comment section. But they're able to write off their wedding planning if they make vlogs out of it. Is that correct? Do I need to just make vlogs of things that I want to write off? Can I do, like, Dave's buying a car today? I guess we got to write that car off.
This beautiful venue that we saw, which was
Where was it? What venue was it?
It was Villa Balbiano.
Oh, there.
In Lake Como. It was just like unreal. But that's the only thing is like, I think I'm worried I set it a little too high. Like I got there and I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. Like I get it, but
yeah,
am I gonna get it? I don't. It's just I was trying to
Lake Como is beautiful.
Okay, good to know. All right, that's going to be it for this video. Hannah Godwin, just with all the PSAs. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment, and I'll have some behind-the-scenes content on the Patreon, patreon.com/Dave Neal. I'm in Hawaii this week. If something happened to my flight and I crashed and burned this, this video is going to be really viral. Otherwise, you'll see Hawaiian shirt Dave hanging out over there. I'll make a couple of videos a day for you guys. I know, I'm going to say, oh, Dave, just enjoy your vacation. No, I got to feed the beast. I'm going to feed the beast. I'm sure the second I get into Hawaii, someone's going to tweet something. I'm going to have to report on it. But that's where we'll be. Let me know how you guys are doing it. And happy Thursday to all of you guys. We'll see you in a little bit.